Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Wigan Athletic Career Mode. It is indeed Season 6, and we are just at the very start. This season's practically just starting. Of course, in the first episode, we're just going over a lot of sort of maintenance stuff, a lot of admin stuff, I would call it. Second episode was more of the same, played a few games. Obviously, we're doing very well in the Carabao Cup so far, but now it's time to knuckle down in the league, and today is very exciting because if we go over to here and we go to our calendar, we are playing in our very first Europa League game since... did Wigan even qualify? I don't even think Wigan qualified after they won the FA Cup in 2013. So I'm pretty certain they've never played in the Europa League. Could be wrong, please correct us. So Sparta Praga is our first game either back or first ever game in Europe. At home as well, which would be very good. Then we've got Chelsea in the league. We've got to get past Ipswich first too. We're kind of, I wouldn't say destroyed in the cup, but it was quite a breeze in the cup there. We want to pick up some good league form definitely, but that's going to be difficult with these games coming up. You've got the two North London teams right there and back-to-back Prem games. This one's going to be huge. Inter Milan away. Would it be the San Siro at this point, or are they getting a new stadium built? I'd imagine they will in 6 years' time. You've also got this team. I keep forgetting where these guys are from, but I've definitely seen that badge before. So that's going to be, we've got 2 home games in a row in Europe, which is quite sound. It's a nice way to ease ourselves into it. And then in November, it just gets tougher and tougher, doesn't it? I mean, you've got Liverpool, United, Leeds. You've got Brøndby and then FC Porto in Europe. November's going to be a very tough month for football. Into the first game today then, we have Ipswich in the league. Quite a big one at home, and this Ipswich team are looking quite good on paper, you know. The team on paper is looking good, but we are going to find our way around, especially that defence. The defence just looks weak, and Iliman Ndiaye, what a signing he's been for us these past few seasons. Really stepped up his game. Don't get us wrong, Joseph is always there in our hearts, and he's always there as a backup if needs be. You're actually going to see him be used quite a bit in today's episode, but Ndiaye still gets the dirty work done. I still remember his hat-trick against Palace last season, I think it was. That was just insane. A hat-trick within like 15 minutes. Look at this team goal, by the way. The header down. I mean, first of all, the ball in from Ndiaye. The header down from Kumas into Ramazani, who's been pretty solid for this season on that left-hand side. What a volley it is. What a header down as well from one of the smallest players in the team. To be able to header it down so perfectly. Absolutely amazing, and we got the finish in the end. Look at Ndiaye doing what a forward should be doing. The lovely interception, always scores his one-on-ones. Very, very few times has he ever failed to slot that past the goalkeeper. Love this celebration as well. He's got such a good sort of like team connection, a good chemistry with all the other players. And Ndiaye, honestly, what a player. He's just absolutely incredible. No other words to describe him. And this is a very shameful sight to see when we're 3-0 up. Maybe I should be doing a bit better with the substitutions, but as you can see, Keanu Dyer down again. This guy's already tore his ACL twice in his career, and he's still only in his early 20s. But he's had to go off, and we're going to find out what that injury is shortly after this game. Anyway, we're continuing on the onslaught. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing here, by the way, but Ndiaye completes a wonderful hat-trick here against Ipswich. Of course, it had to be him to score these goals. You can see Hobbs in there as well. I did bring him onto the pitch. He come on for the injured Keanu Dyer, but what a ball as well. Using the outside of his boot there. I think that's Kumas. Just incredible stuff. And there is the hat-trick hero saving the day. And then look at this, the 2 assists from Kumas, Ramazani, goal and assist, and Ndiaye with a hat-trick, of course. Ali has been incredible in that midfield. I'm so happy that we picked him up. Good future player forward, and Ferry had a perfect game in net as well on top of that. So it continues with the injury crisis this season. I felt like the injuries last season were bad, but this season just seems to be getting worse and worse. Robin van Dijk, who's here on loan from Brentford, is now injured for 3 months with a broken toe injury. I'm telling you, it's the boots. And then Keanu Dyer, who you saw go down, just coming off the bench, went down and broke his elbow, and he's out for 2 months. Yeah, Keanu Dyer, you just can't make it up for the kid. I feel bad. I do. We had him for 2 years on loan. Obviously, one of them I had to send him back to Chelsea because he tore his ACL. And I think he's had like 3 or 4 injuries since that big ACL injury. I just think the guy can't continue like this. It's very sad. I believe Keanu Dyer might need to be sold because, you know, he's turned into more of like a bench unit now on the team with Armstrong playing so well. But then he's coming off the bench and getting injured. He's not even getting to play maybe a few minutes. And he's going down with long-term injuries all the time. So I think the best thing here would be to let him go. We'll go and have a look at how much he's worth, but I just don't think it's worth keeping him. I simply don't. And for Robin van Dijk, this is his second injury now. His first injury wasn't long-term whatsoever. It was like that 5-day injury, I'm pretty sure. But even so, this is now two injuries for him, and he's only just starting his Wigan career here on loan. So yeah, 2 injuries that just are really not good, especially for the depth of the team. I know Kumas can do his job now, but midfield-wise, we're going to have some players step up, especially off the bench now. What's such a shame with Dyer as well, he's only 22. I think when we got Dyer, he must have been, like 18 or 19 years old. And he's grew so well in the team. He's now a 75 overall, and mainly that is because of us. I don't really think he played that much at Chelsea, even when we sent him back there. So we've basically developed this kid to what he is now, and he's worth 7.5 million. I would imagine he can get a bit more. He's got 2 years and 9 months left on his deal. 45k a week as well, you've got to think about. That's something we could free up. But yeah, there's not much of a difference between him and Armstrong, bar the fact that Dyer has a lot more injuries. Armstrong's had his fair few, but not as many as this guy right here. So I think the only right thing to do is going to be let him go. We're going to transfer list Keanu Dyer, and we'll see what we can get out of him. Maybe we do sell him in January, maybe we'll have to wait until the summer, but we will see what we can do. Into our next game then, it's Chelsea at the Brick Community Stadium, and I have absolutely zero highlights for this basically. This is the only thing that happened. 87 minutes in, Palmer into Ekitike. Oh my god, what a stop. Ferry's been really good. I'm just kind of worried that I got rid of Tickle. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Ferry's been good. Palmer was alright last season. Won us an FA Cup basically, but I'm worried that getting rid of Tickle was the wrong decision, but that's the only highlight we actually had from that game there. And next up, look at this. Oh my god. So we're in Europe, we're at the Brick Unity Stadium, we're in for a good one. Pretty poor start. We played Sparta Prague and it was a 0-0 draw in the very first game. But our second game in Europe here is looking spicy. It's our first home game in Europe as well. I've got Woodhouse starting on that right hand side for the rested Kumas, and he's coming here with a very nice looking goal. This is one of the more realistic goals that I've actually scored in this career mode. A lot of them are just screamers, but it's a very nice goal. In fact, I would probably say it is a screamer in itself, but it's the way he's off balance. He sort of slips on the pitch, gets the ball past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. It's incredible from the youngster there. Divine doing a skipper's work. Look at that ball of Ramazani, and now he's in 97 pace, I think he's got. No one's going to be catching up with him, although it's 2-0 here. And I'll never know how to pronounce this team, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce them. But I've had them quite a lot in past career modes, and I'm pretty sure I've battered them every single time, so I was kind of expecting it today. Hence the Woodhouse decision, starting him on the right. I mean, I know Kumas needed the rest, but we got him in. I like how they've got Letix banners as well. That's quite nice. And then the Wigan crest there with the England flag. I'm loving the setup. I'm loving the ground. The fans are happy that European football is finally here. Look at that, by the way. Look at the little pass there. And then Samuel Ali, who's not the fastest player in the world, but he's going to get the job done. Plays it through to Divine. I could have even got an extra pass off there into Kumas, but decided not to. The skipper's going to get himself a goal here with, I'm pretty sure that's like his signature celebration. He seems to do it every few goals that he scores. I don't actually know how I do that. I don't know what button I press for that. Look at the flags in the background, man. The atmosphere is just absolutely raring to go. I'm loving it from the fans. Samuel Ali just bossing that midfield, of course. Look at the pass. Oh my God. That pass is insane. Woodhouse, lovely bit of skill. Oh, see you later. Nearly puts the player on his horse. Beautiful ball into Joseph, who's just come onto the pitch, and that is just a splendid finish. Quite similar to the Iliman Ndiaye goal against Ipswich earlier in the episode. It looks very similar, where he takes the touch, picks his pocket very well, gets the shot off. Woodhouse does all the work there, though. Woodhouse is having an absolutely amazing game so far here. His very first time in Europe. Especially for his age, he's doing amazingly. Ali, just like I said, bossing the midfield. He's like, I don't know, he's like Real Madrid Casemiro at this point. It's a second goal for Woodhouse there on the score sheet. 5-0 up, 72 minutes in. An absolutely incredible game here. Our very first home game in Europe here at the Brick Community Stadium. Many more to come, and hopefully we can maybe bring a trophy home in this competition. We're not doing so well in others. So just maybe we can bring a bit of silverware home, and maybe it's the first one. You know, we got the FA Cup last season, but maybe it's the first massive piece of silverware will be a European trophy. The FA Cup's huge, FA Cup's massive, but European trophies is where it's at, especially for a club like this who hasn't had any. Woodhouse man the match there, amazing performance. Ali with the 2 assists. Bearing in mind this guy's a DM, just his work ethic's amazing. He's like a defensive midfielder, Miguel Almiron. If Almiron was a defensive midfielder, that's what Ali is. And then into the next big one in Europe, we're skipping straight ahead. We've got Inter Milan away. Wow. San Siro. Will it be the San Siro at this point? Or has that been, you know, demolished now when they've got a new stadium? I don't know. We're 6 years into the future, so quite possibly. But straight from kickoff, look at that from Hughes, straight up to Reece James, who's been such an important player this season. We're going to go ahead and fucking get a goal, aren't we? 3 minutes in, they are feeling the wrath of Wigan Athletic already. What an amazing sight to see. Kumas is having a generational season. I'm generally saying that right now. He's been a bit of a disappointing signing, but this season he's really going for it. He's probably overheard us from previous episodes calling him worse than shite, calling him one of the worst players in the team. All of a sudden he's doing all this. I've never seen it before. Look at this from the skipper. Ali and Divine, bang. Oh my God. The ball felt like it was travelling for decades there. It was in like slow motion. It was like the Matrix, the way we're moving there. Slotted past the goalkeeper. Divine has scored some divine goals in his Wigan Athletic career. If you just go back through the seasons, man, you'll see some of the goals he scored. That's one of his worst goals. He's going to go ahead and try it again. Reece James, little dink over the top. Their defender's just going to play it into Divine. Why not let it fly, son? Ah, off the crossbar. What a hit. We are just all over Inter Milan. That does not matter, though. It is Jarell Hato, isn't it? I think it is. Like 98 pace or something going down that wing, and then, oh dear, Hoyland. I mean, if that was him playing for United, that's probably hitting the fucking away fans up in the high stands there. But nevertheless, it's a huge win in Europe. One of the biggest wins of this career mode so far. We will definitely not forget about this game when it comes to potentially being in the final of this competition. This was a good foundation game. This was a game that's boosted our confidence, boosted it just in general, and now we know what we're capable of doing. Beating teams like Inter Milan. It's huge. It's massive. There was a lot of disappointing faces here, a lot of them, especially from the forwards. And Dyer pretty much went unnoticed in that game, but it does not matter. Before that game, we had a 1-1 draw with Fulham, we had a 2-0 loss to Arsenal, 3-1 loss to Spurs. Like I said, the form isn't great in the league, and that's what we really want to aim for. I think some of you guys commented we needed to hit like 60 points this season, which is a top 4 finish. That might not be happening. That just might not be happening. It might not be possible because of all the competitions we're playing. And just like this year, we've got Wolves in the Carabao Cup coming up, and I know it's a disappointing sight to see this. I could have sworn he was offside there. I think he's ran on from a onside position, I'm not sure, but yeah, Wolves are just going to take what later on. I did play a lot of a weaker side here. There's a lot of players picking up yellow cards. We couldn't just really get the ball rolling, and Wolves are going to end up taking the win 2-0. Bergval, I mean, I don't know how he's left Spurs to play for Wolves in this, but I mean, Spurs are not much better, not gonna lie. They still haven't won a trophy in this career mode, so, you know. Yeah, really disappointing defensively here. I was playing a weak defence, I was playing Civic, and that bench youth player, which I forgot his name, I think he's called Hall. Yeah, not great defensively there, and we're going to shake hands with Gary O'Neill, who has been sacked in real life as the Wolves manager, I'm pretty sure. Or if he's still there, I'm not certain. I think they did get a guy from Saudi Arabia in, so... but there you have it. That's us knocked out of the Carabao Cup after a decent start as well. We had that game against Cardiff, we had Ipswich. What a pretty solid start all around. Next game is Liverpool, and we're just riddled with injuries. Clark, who I was resting Reece James this game because he was knackered. I had to fucking bring Reece James on 20 minutes in because Clark was injured. So yeah, rotation-wise, we're not dealing very well with injuries and what have you. And just before the break, what on earth is Edwards doing here? What on earth are you doing, son? Stupid tackle. And in a game which is already a challenging game in itself, being Liverpool, I'm now having to play it with a man less than Liverpool. It's a stupid decision. Gavi's made a really good decision himself there, playing the ball in front of him so the player doesn't get the ball and gets him instead. 63 minutes in, we've got Joseph rattles the woodwork, it's still shaking. And then, what is going on with the goalkeeper? I have absolutely no clue what Marashvili is trying to do there. But Joseph's going to end up taking us the lead here. We're down to 10 men. And we're doing this against Liverpool. Incredible. To be fair, I don't really want to blame the keeper there. I want to blame the defender more for playing the ball at the goalkeeper. But Joseph done very well to keep up the pace and just slides in, get themselves a goal. I told you, you're going to see him in today's episodes. Onslaught's not happy with that one. Absolutely, I wouldn't be either. 80 minutes in then, Liverpool are playing more of like an all-out attack sort of thing. Reece James plays the ball into Kumas. Kumas across the face, a goal. Joseph, without taking a touch, has put us 2-0 up. This is what we need to start seeing in the league. This is what Wigan are capable of. This is the team I've built for 6 seasons. This is what they're capable of. They're more than capable of doing this. This is how we can attack. We're really fast. We get the job done. I want to play football like this. It's hard against the bigger teams. You've got to slow things down a bit more. But when they're playing all-out attack like this and all the defenders are up, look at the space I've got here, man. Look at Kumas. You're talking 90-odd pace he's got and he's doing this. Joseph to complete a hat-trick here up against Liverpool. I'm getting Championship and League One flashbacks of Kyle Joseph here. It's absolutely amazing to see. 3-0 up 89 minutes in with 10 men on the pitch. May I add on to that? Liverpool just fell apart as soon as we scored the first one. Completely fell apart and lost it. And we're not done there. Divine plays it through to Kumas. And we've just went over the additional time. But Kumas is going to get himself a goal. Against his former club as well. Used to play for Liverpool and Stoke, I think. Or was he on loan at Stoke? But yeah, 4-0 win over Liverpool. Absolutely mental. And look at the fans. They're loving it. Kyle Joseph, 3 attempts, 3 goals. It's the clinical Kyle Joseph that we know and love. And even if he's coming to the end of his Wigan career, he's had a good one. What a game. Kumas man the match again. I told you he's getting like a redemption season here after me calling him shit for the past few seasons. Look at that from Hughes as well. 8.8. He's been amazing this season so far for us at the back. Bad news though. Colin Clark, the backup to Reece James, is now out for 2 months with a broken elbow injury. That is a big knock on for Reece James because we need him rested at all times. Then everybody, we are ending this episode here. A bit of a mix of emotions when it comes to the league. Obviously disappointing results at Fulham, Arsenal and Tottenham. Tottenham and Arsenal are still 2 teams we're trying to overcome in this league. But as for Europe, we are second in the Europa League league table. And we've had some amazing results. Obviously that 5-0 win over there. We got the 2-1 against Inter Milan, which is still just absolutely mental. And we did draw to Sparta Prague on 0-0. Before October, I mean, September's looking decent. You got the 2 wins against Ipswich, 1 in the Cup, 1 in the league. The draw against Chelsea's really good as well. Chelsea's a team, if you look at previous seasons, have absolutely hammered us in nearly every single game. So that is a very good result right there. You come into here though and things just dropped off. I mean, we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup there by Wolves. So hopefully we can pick things up in the next one. We did just beat Liverpool 4-0, so hopefully that can convert into the next upcoming games. You've got United away at Old Trafford, that's always a big one. You've got Leeds there, that will be a huge game for us. Brondby, I would imagine we should be beating them in Europe. Porto's going to be a challenging one, and December's just absolutely riddled with fixtures, some really tough ones in there as well. So yeah, if you're enjoying this series, please smash the like button, make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss out on the future episodes. I'm very sorry for the big break in between each episode. I've also got a new way of filming these now, which you'll see in the next episode, so there might even be just a little bit of a big break sort of in between this episode and the next, because I'm still sort of testing the new way of recording. This isn't it currently, this is still my old way of recording, but the next episode we might have the new and improved way of recording these videos, and it could take these videos to the next level. So if you're excited for that, make sure you're sticking around, get the notification bell turned on so you don't miss the next episodes. But yeah, I'll speak to all of you in the next one. Goodbye.